Good morning everyone, we are from group 6, Lolita, Srilus, Floris, and Mikael. Today we will discuss about error analysis, include some source of error, global and local error. Global error. Broad and scriptive 1974 distinguish between local and global error. Local error do not hinder communications and understanding the meaning of unuttered ones. Global error, on the other hand, are more serious than local errors because global error interfere with communication and disturb the meaning of utterance. The actual words spoken by the students were placed at the top, and the transcriptions of the listener were typed below. Each actual speech transcript, the listener transcript, were then compared with the actual transcript. Words in the actual transcript are not understood by more than half of the listener. This means either because the listener put a question mark, or because they didn't write them globe at all, were then marked in red, and they were deemed to be global error. Actual transcripts whose general overall meaning could be understood by more than half of the listener were marked green. Lastly, if the actual transcript were errors in some ways, whether in domain of pronunciation, grammar, or vocabulary, but could still be transcribed by the listener, they were marked orange. This then constitute local error. Each of the global and local error was spread into the different aspect of the languages, namely pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary, and parse.
Global error. Bird and Kiparsky duly state that global errors are the errors that affect the overall sentence organization that significantly hinder communication. It is labeled as synthetic scope. Moreover, Duley points out that the most systematic global errors include wrong order of major constituents, missing misplaced sentence connector, and missing cue signal obligatory exception to pervasive synthetic rules. These aspects are report writing as shown in the following samples. The errors are highlighted in red, such as the word facilitated in the grammatical local error, which should be in the present tense and without the D ending. The corrected words are shown in green. For example, the wrong word order house future in the global error should have been future house. Looking at the global errors, it can be seen that many of the incomprehensible words were due to pronunciation mistakes or inaccuracies. For example, the phonetic O and W sounds in the words house and build respectively suffered from interlingual transfer errors and were pronounced in the Indonesian way, and so might have contributed to them not being understood by the listeners. Global error example. Wrong order of major constituents is affected incorrect overall sentences organization. It hinders communication significantly, so it is classified as global error. Example in this sentence. Kakak tua used human as a pet. Next, kakak tua is used by human as a pet. Missing cues signal obligatory exception to pervasive synthetic rules. The error is caused incomplete sentence. It disturbs the listeners and the readers to get the meaning, what they hear and read in the sentence or paragraph. It hinders communication and it is classified as global error. But in the result of student report text writing, there is no student-made error in missing cues to signal obligatory exception to pervasive synthetic rules.
Local error. Local error are the error that affect single element constituent in a sentence, and usually the error do not disturb communication significantly between the readers and the writer. Julie 1982 to 191 to 192 categorize the error into error in noun and verb inflections, error in articles, error in auxiliary, and error in the formation of quantifiers. Error in noun and verb inflection sample. They are biggest cat that lives on earth. The verb lives in the sentence were incorrect. Morphen as in the example in the word life to indicate verb for subject they is not used. The correct sentence is they are biggest cat that live on earth. Error in auxiliary sample. Penguin don't have any fur on their body. The example is not correct because auxiliary do should be changed into auxiliary does since the subject is singular. The correct sentence is should be penguin doesn't have any fur on their body.
Local error. Local error are the errors that affect single element or constituent in a sentence, and usually the errors do not disturb communication significantly between the readers and the writer. July 1982 191 until 192 categorized the errors into error in noun and verb inflection, error in articles, error in auxiliaries, and error in the formation of quantifiers. Error in noun and verb inflection sample. They are biggest cat that lives on earth. The verb lives in the sentence were incorrect. Morphem as in the example in the word live to indicate verb for subject they are not used. The correct sentence is they are biggest cat that live on earth. Error in auxiliary sample. Penguins don't have any fur on their body. The example is not correct because auxiliary do should change into auxiliary does. Since the subject is singular, the correct sentence is penguin doesn't have any fur on their body.